Is he down? Is he down? Is he down, Hunter? Is he down? Did you see him go down?
Okay, let's go hunting.
I mean, I couldn't get my hand around the base.
Do it live! I'll write it and we'll do it live!
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Hello, welcome to the August edition of the State of the Woods. We are a few months from hunting season, but I love this part of the year. Anticipation is high. People got trail cameras out. Bucks are starting to show up. Everybody's out glassing or driving around, finding deer. We kind of know, I think antler growth is pretty much over. They're actually it seems like antlers are starting to harden up a little bit. And you're kind of seeing what these deer are going to be. You don't have the big puffy horn velvet bucks we get in early August. And their racks are becoming a reality. A lot to talk about actually this time of year. One particular thing, I don't even know if I want to bring it up, but we have to. Last year, EHD crushed a lot of our hopes and dreams, particular in Southeast Ohio, where I like to hunt. This year, I haven't heard anything about it. I shouldn't even say this because I'm probably jinxing it. But at our farm, we had no sign of it. I've seen nothing on social media where, if it was out there, you'd see it. I've even saw some stats, I don't know how true they were, that like a very, very, very minimal amount of deer have been reported. And I love it. I don't know how the hell it all works, to be honest. But I would assume how rainy it's been and all the wet weather we've had, that has helped, especially in Southeast Ohio. We've had tons of rain. So I'm very pleased for that. And let's just hope I'm not jinxing us right now because we still got a little time. But so far, so good. That actually kind of leads me into the next thing to talk about this time of year is we're seeing these bucks from last year. They're showing back up. We're getting them on camera. We did not have a lot of our older, mature deer live down there, but what we did have is a handful of younger bucks that we got to watch throughout the year. What I am seeing, and I would love to hear what you guys are seeing, is not only in Southeast Ohio, where it seems really strong to be this way, but also in Northern Ohio on some of them, a lot of deer had big jumps. We had a ton of 2-year-old deer, very young deer, that could have been 105 to 115 that are now 130 to 140. So a lot of really good 3-year-olds. And it was like every one seemed to just make a big jump. And I'm assuming, well, there's a lot of variables. I think the one big one is, of course, acorn mass was awesome last year. I think that was all over a lot of the state, especially where we were. There was tons of acorns. So I'm sure that kept the deer healthy. A wet spring and summer. So a lot of good growth. I'm assuming that helped. So I think there were a lot of variables. But what I have heard over the years, don't know the truth of the data behind it, is that years following EHD, a lot of times you will get some big bucks. And I think the theory is less deer herd or smaller deer herd, less deer to put stress on each other, more food available. So this is probably a combination of everything. Acorns, a wet summer, maybe EHD. But I find it fascinating. Even the northern deer that I've only got a few deer up here. I just started putting cameras out that I had last year that had notable jumps. So I think there's something to it. I definitely think the acorns and the wet spring and summer help that. But maybe the EHD, the smaller herds too. Like I said, the biggest jumps I saw were in Southeast Ohio. Now the problem is there's a lot of really good 3-year-olds. and they're big enough that they're not safe around my children. So we'll see how that goes. Deer we'd like to let live, but they're just nice enough that they're not going to pass them. But it's cool to see that the ones that survived seem very healthy. Yeah, so if someone can enlighten us, comment, let us know what you've seen, if you've been a victim of EHD in the past and the years following. I would love to get some perspective on that. I think South Central Ohio years back had it. So I wonder what they saw after that. That being said, with the acorns, the rain, I predict this year that we will have a lot of giants, big scoring, big deer taking it out. Not that we don't every stinking year, but I think this year might even be an exception. Just my prediction. All right, that's my prediction. I think we're going to have a lot of monsters that go down this year. Just the little stuff I've seen, even the little deer, even the younger deer, and I don't know if it's just a good, like, was genetics and it was just a lucky year, but they got trash on the bases, extra points. Like, I see a lot of that this year. It just seems more than usual. So good luck to all. And let me know, you don't have to show us, but let me know if you guys are seeing deer that you think had big jumps. But yeah, that's the time of year we're at right now. People are getting cameras out, getting their spots set up. They're glassing, they're driving around looking for deer. It's fun to do that. The anticipation is getting crazy high right now. I think for a lot of people, and especially when you get a buck that shows back up that you know when he had a big jump, it's always really fun. And I think that's where we're at. So ride this time out, enjoy it. The season will be here before we know it. And I think that's the state of the woods we are in right now. So that's what's going on locally. And now let's go over to our news and see what we got going on in Ohio and in the country. Let's hear it. All right, Charlie, what do we got in the news?
All right, story number 1. What do we think of the news that in Pennsylvania, game wardens now need warrants to enter your property?
Yeah, this is an interesting one because in Ohio right now it's just, I think, like a probable cause type thing. So they can pretty much come on your property no matter what. That can be like, I'm pretty sure cause can be a truck parked out there. So this is, yeah, I don't know how exactly I feel about it. But I think it definitely protects the landowner's privacy. Just looking here, as long as they're posting signs, gates installed, fence property, or using any kind of boundary markings or paint, they will need a warrant to come onto the property. There's obviously exceptions if they've had prior permission from the landowner or emergencies, but they can't just come onto someone's property anymore. So that'll be interesting to see if Ohio follows suit. I know there's a lot of private landowners that would love that, but I don't know if that's something that we will change. It looks like their Supreme Court was the one that kind of had a 7-0 ruling, and so now in Pennsylvania, a game warden needs a warrant to come onto private property. Very interesting. All right, what else we got?
Story number 2, Iowa this past spring passed a rule stating there will be a complete ban of all trail cameras on state land.
Yeah, that is kind of crazy to me. So you used to be able to have trail cameras, it sounds like there, but they could not be cell cameras or satellite cameras. And now, no cameras at all. They claim the ban is because complaints and conflicts associated with the cameras and fair chase. They provide an improper technological advantage. Here's the thing, if that's the case, they're still allowed on private land. So how is it not fair chase for public land, but private land it is? Private land can use cell cameras. I just think it says it can't aid in your hunt. I'm not even sure Maybe someone in Iowa could tell us more about that, but I just don't think you could use it while you're actively hunting, which I don't know how they monitor that, but you can use them other times. But you are allowed to use cell cams to an extent on private property, but now on public, no cameras at all, which I would be probably pretty upset if I was a public land hunter and used them. So, and maybe if it wasn't satellite, but just be able to go check what's in the area. So that's pretty annoying. But we'll see how that plays out. What's it say? Exceptions. DNR can do it or designated agents, but yeah, that doesn't help the common hunter. So that's a rule that we'll have to follow because that would be interesting if that starts transferring to different states. I'm sure there would be a lot of upset public hunters about that. All right, what else?
All right, big one. What are your thoughts on the Creek King Outdoors case? They pleaded guilty to over 40 total charges. Will have $37K to pay in penalties, 9 days in jail, and 5 years of loss of hunting privileges.
This is absolutely crazy story because I've seen these guys. They're like the wannabe Seek One guys. I felt like in Ohio, but they were I would watch because they would like the big deer that they'd always be in the cities and stuff all over the internet. Like they would usually have videos on them and they would follow up on stories. This is crazy. 40 charges, 20 each. They pled guilty to them all. I mean, everything from trespassing to untagged deer, game check violations, yada, yada, yada. The crazy thing is they were actually shooting deer in Ohio and tagging them with Kentucky tags and thinking they were going to get away with it. I feel like every big deer has, people have pictures of it. They're going to figure that out. So, yeah, they got busted, but they're idiots. I mean, they were hunting in metro parks. A bunch of private properties without permission. So, yeah, they were going to get caught. That's a crazy story. They're done now. They pled guilty. Here's the thing. The sentencing is very interesting. $37,000 plus. Okay. Probably should be more. I think it was a lot of deer. 9 days in jail, and it will be during the rut, which that's kind of funny. So they just got to think about rutting bucks while they're sitting in the slammer, eating who knows what. And then here's the big one. 5 years loss of hunting, fishing, and trapping privileges. That I take exception to. The ODNR screwed that up. All right, that was inconsistent. C.J. Alexander also maliciously poached a deer, granted a world-class deer, but it was one deer, got a 10-year ban. Not sure his fines, but a 10-year ban, the big thing. These guys were doing it 4 years on multiple deer on basically a way bigger operation than a one deer kind of heist. And they get 5 years. They should be banned for life, okay, or at least 20 years. That's insane. 5 years. So I don't know about that. I'm just trying to pull something else I saw earlier. There was a guy in Oregon. He poached. He pled guilty to 22 charges, so similar to their 20 each. Killed 6 deer illegally and 8 elk. This guy got $75,000 in fines, and permanently took away his ability to buy a hunting license and ordered him to forfeit the rifle. Yada yada yada, all that. He has to serve 14 days in jail for the next 3 years during the elk season. So for the next 3 years during elk season, he has to go to jail for 14 days. 3 years of jail time for those 2 weeks. A permanent ban of hunting license and $75,000. Ohio got this one wrong. All right, they should have definitely gotten more than 5 years. I know they didn't kill a person or hurt anybody, so I could see the jail time stuff, whatever. But the ban for hunting, that should have been way more than 5 years, considering C.J. Alexander killed one deer legally and got 10 years. So they really screwed that one up.
Yeah.
I'm glad they found him though. Good job on that. And kind of a crazy story. I don't know if they'll keep their videos on YouTube, if they'll make them take it down. But yeah, pretty crazy story. But the 5 year thing's nutso.
Yeah.
I think that's any more news or
Honestly, I wanted to bring up one last story.
Okay.
I just want to get your opinion on this. Is it true that your daughter got a bigger deer than you last year? And like, how are you feeling?
That's uncalled for. But for you guys watching, it's actually, I'm pointing at it. It's right up in the corner there. It's right here. We just got it back. It is a pretty big one. Now, that could be a shot to me, but it also could be like, wow, what a guy, right? Finds that deer, puts it on a silver platter for his eldest daughter to harvest it because of the joy, and that's a good dad, right? That's a good dad that he allowed you to harvest that deer. So,
True, but
congratulations.
appreciate it.
Yeah. Okay. So that won't happen.
I still won though.
Agree to disagree. Anyways, congratulations on all your success. So now, you sticking around for the power rankings?
Yeah.
All right, you guys know I love power rankings. So today's power rankings, we got a good one today. We're gonna stick to the food theme like last time. Today's power rankings: top 5 breakfast sandwiches at all of our favorite fast food and establishments around. Okay, so top 5 breakfast sandwiches. Breakfast sandwiches could be one of my favorite things in life. I love breakfast sandwiches, and we're gonna rank them today. And coming in right away at number 5, I'm guessing a lot of people don't even know that this sandwich exists. The Arby's breakfast burrito. Most Arby's do not have breakfast. I'm gonna give a shout out to the Arby's at a truck stop in Woodsfield, Ohio, exit 25. They have a breakfast menu there, and they have a breakfast burrito that is elite. It is egg, sausage, hash brown, and you throw some of the legendary Arby's sauce on that baby, and it is an unbelievable breakfast sandwich. So Arby's breakfast burrito at number 5. Number 4, Sheetz. Okay, Sheetz has the MYO, which we believe is make your own. I believe that's what MYO is. But you can make whatever you want. I go with the everything bagel, sausage, egg, cheese, red onion. And if I'm feeling a little frisky on a Saturday or Sunday, I will throw their hash browns on there. And Charlie, you can, I know you like their hash browns. They're unbelievable.
Yeah, they're delicious.
They're the little circle hash browns, and they put them right on the sandwich. The Sheetz, make your own sandwich, fresh ingredients. It's not just gas station food. Sheetz Food's legit, and they have great breakfast sandwich. Number 3, although I don't think very highly of the total establishment, I think it's overpriced, and I think they give very small portions, but they have an excellent breakfast sandwich. Panera, they have a chicken, egg, avocado sandwich on, I think we discussed this, on ciabatta bread. Correct way of saying that, right?
Could you spell that?
Ciabatta, I believe, and it's pronounced ciabatta.
Okay.
And it has, what makes it so good is the sauce. They have a chipotle sauce that's unbelievable with the avocado, egg, and chicken. I get it without the tomato, and that is one of my favorite sandwiches. Number 2, the Bruegger's Southwest Bagel Sandwich. Again, I get it on everything bagel, sausage, egg, cheese, peppers, onions. You can get the theme, an excellent chipotle sauce, hence the Southwest, I believe, and it is awesome. I know you like Bruegger's. What would you get at Bruegger's?
I go plain bagel, sausage, egg. Keep it simple.
Good sandwich. Okay. Yeah.
No cheese. No cheese.
Yeah, that's weird. All right, but Bruegger's in general, great. The Bruegger's Southwest Bagel Sandwich, number 2. And the number 1 breakfast sandwich. No. Taco Bell Sausage Crunch Wrap. I don't even like Taco Bell. It's one of the only fast food, maybe the only fast food place I do not would pick or thoroughly enjoy. But their Crunchwrap is on the next level. It has again a jalapeno sauce, that chipotle sauce. As you can see, my top three all have a chipotle sauce. I'm a chipotle sauce guy. That thing is unbelievable. The sausage one, I don't get the bacon. The Taco Bell sausage Crunchwrap, I could eat a million of those. They're unbelievable. And so we got number 5, Arby's breakfast burrito, 4 Sheets, 3 Panera chicken egg avocado, 2 Burger Southwest bagel sandwich, 1 Taco Bell sausage Crunchwrap. Everyone's got to let me know what I missed. Do you have any honorable mentions?
Yes, I have honorable mentions and like a critique or two. Honorable mention, I'm going Jimmy Dean freezer sandwiches. They're sausage, egg, and cheese, but you pop the cheese off before you put it in the microwave.
Those are really good, and they're very convenient. And for a quick 2-minute in the microwave on the go sandwich, I'm going to agree with you. They're excellent. The fact that you say no cheese is slightly un-American and very unpatriotic. We're going to let that slip. But those are an excellent sandwich. I agree, an honorable mention. Yeah, I have 2 honorable mentions, both from McDonald's, actually. The McDonald's sausage McMuffin, it's probably should be on the top 5. I just probably wouldn't pick it over any of those if they were sitting next to each other, but it's probably the most beloved sandwich in the world for breakfast, and it's excellent. Oh, it definitely is. Other countries even like a sausage McMuffin.
Right.
Even old people and young people like sausage McMuffins. And so sausage McMuffin, and another one from McDonald's, the sausage McGriddle. You put a couple of pancake-like pieces of bread with syrup on that, and it is an unbelievable sandwich. Sometimes I got to be in the mood for that, but that isn't a great breakfast sandwich. So that I will give an honorable mention to also.
Yeah. No complaints with those. Except I don't know if your number 1 breakfast sandwich can be a Crunchwrap. Because can you classify a burrito or a Crunchwrap as a sandwich?
100%.
That's like calling
yes.
That's like calling a hot dog a sandwich.
That's not even close to being true, actually.
It's actually
That's not even true at all. No, they're you put them in your hand and you eat them, and
everything else.
They're types of bread wrapped around meat and cheese and egg. So that's a sandwich.
Okay.
Anyways, this isn't your list. So that's it, everybody. August edition of State of the Woods. Even though it's early, there was some good stories, a lot going on. Only more is to come as we get closer to the season. Everybody keep happy buck searching, getting the cameras out, riding around glassing. This is a fun time of year, and you're getting to see what you're going to be able to hunt. And we look forward to seeing those bucks soon when we put them down. And have a great rest of the summer, and we will see you soon next month in the State of the Woods. Catch you on the flip side.
Bye. Go to